Hello everyone, welcome to my first Q&A video. I decided to do one of those after I realized, hey, it's the blog's first anniversary. Why not make a little something? So here it is, a Q&A video. I went around, asked people to give me some questions that I could answer. I got only one, so all the others are my own questions to myself. It takes a while before celebrity arrives. Anyway, as you may have noticed, today is the first anniversary I've planned all along. I'm really glad I made it this far. It started as a little project. I never thought it would grow to these proportions, but I'm glad it did. I have a lot of fun doing these reviews, and really, I felt like I had to give you all a little something. Here it is, my first Q&A video. I might do one of those per month. I'm not sure yet. I'm reviewing stuff because I've always been a fan of video review shows. Mostly that guy with the glasses. As you may have noticed, I've made a lot of atop the fourth wall jokes. You know, that show made by Louis Lavog, aka Linkara. But I'm also a big fan of the Nostalgia Critic, Thought in the Shadows, Angry Joe, Spoony a little less, he's still fun, Nostalgia Chick, all that people. And even more. I told myself, hey, I can do that. Well, I actually told myself, okay, so I don't have a camera, so I'm gonna have to write the reviews. I don't have my own site, so I'll have to make a blog. I have very little, actually. I don't even have a budget. How am I gonna do that? Oh, I know. I'm gonna review the games I own. That's how it started. Blend Alone began as a cheap as hell project, just because I wanted to spend my time and do something constructive instead of just listening to music and do nothing all day. As I said, I have no camera, therefore I cannot take my own footage of games. At the same time, I don't have budget, I don't have the experience to make good videos. I'm using a cheap webcam here. Although I've got to admit, it also takes me a little less time to write reviews and publish them than make a whole video about them. It helps. Some tasks are long, but it's not as long as putting together a video, editing it. Plus my computer is really old, so I don't think I'd be able to do some large stuff with it. I need money. Next. Well, for starters, I played a game. Note that I'm only reviewing games I own for the moment. At the same time, this lets me rediscover games I had in my collection that I haven't played with in ages. While I'm playing the game, I look on the internet for more information, because it's important to have the right information when you're writing something. Also, it helps me clearing up some points that aren't as obvious in the game. And also getting some names right. While I'm playing and while I'm looking for information, I of course write the review. 2,000 words, does it seem long to you? It's not that long to me. I mean, it takes me what, 2, at most 3 hours? It's really not that long. The longest is not to make the jokes, really. It just comes along while I'm writing. When it's time to publish, I copy, paste the text in a Blogger editor, after which I correct it once more. I look for mistakes, I correct them, spelling mistakes in my information, of course. I rephrase some parts here and there. Next, I add pictures. Recently, I've been doing screenshots for Gamer and for Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the Subspace Emissary, which by the way has started. It's a tedious task, but it's still kind of fun. Of course, I had to watch Gamer a second time to do that. At the end, I publish the review, and then I advertise it on a few forums, a few Google Plus communities, on Facebook, on Twitter. I do the PR stuff. Wait, that's not really PR, is it? I was almost done with university early in 2014, so I had to do an internship, and thanks to this internship I got some money, so I bought myself a webcam. At first I hoped to use it to talk to some English people, ameliorate my English a little. As you can notice, I have an accent. I don't know if it bugs you, but it does bug me. When I saw it was just picking up dust on the computer, I said, hey, I'm gonna make a video. And it started there. It started with the little video in Mario Party 2 in which I tried to keep my calm but then go nuts. And we know how that turns out. And then the next video, which was in the gamer review, which is a little more complex. I tried to put more effects on that one and I was happy with the results. And now you have what's for now the crowning achievement for me, this long Q&A video. I'm really going a step further. That's hard to tell because I don't have favorite reviews. I mean, I reviewed like over 30 games. I have reviewed a lot of things in the recent year, and it's difficult for me to classify them from greatest review I've written to the worst, or I don't do that. I can tell you the top one. I can tell you 5 that I especially liked, though. Bass Pro Shops The Hunt. I really liked writing this review because I had to give it some context, like I was participating in some stupid game show about video games that are about hunting, and it's a mess, but it's a fun mess, and there was like a narrative to it, with the 2 animators bickering and me meeting dangerous animals and shooting them. It was kinda stupid, but at the same time it was really funny, and it opened the way for a lot of jokes I couldn't have done with a normal review. I'm just glad it turned out as well as it did. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Secret Cards. As the largest Game Boy Advance review I've done for the blog, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Secret Cards, I knew I had to finish on a high note. I knew I was gonna take 4 parts because I knew where I was gonna go. The Marisu protagonist, the whole plot bending to said protagonist's will, I knew where to go with this and I went all the way through. I really like how it turned out and I'm just glad I could do it. Just Dance 3. Now that I look back on it, it does sound kinda silly and kinda corny too, but I decided to do Just Dance 3 entirely in rhyme, using songs that are in the game. Just for information, that's really difficult. Still, I think it was fun to write, it was funnier to publish, cause I had no idea what the reaction would be. And truth be told, I'm not famous enough so I didn't get much of a reaction, except a positive one. I'm lucky I don't have haters yet. Yeah, it turned out alright. Now I think it's corny, but it's still fun, I guess. Garfield, The Search for Pookie. This game is bad in every possible way. I just hate it. I hate it. Every possible way. The story is awful, the gameplay is awful. Most of it is awful. Garfield is as tall as Granny Arbuckle. What the hell? Anyway, among my games, I know which ones are bad, or worse than the others, and whenever I get to one of those, I just like giving it the beating it deserves. It's very therapeutic, actually. And Garfield The Search for Pookie is no exception. With its legendary awfulness, it's one of my earliest freakouts, and I like the way the review turned out. Castle of Shikigami 3. I really like doing that one because it was my first 2-part review, so I was testing the grounds for what would now become the norm. That is, almost all my reviews now are cut in parts, except for maybe 1 or 2 every once in a while, and even then, sometimes they are cut in 2 as well. Castle of Shikigami 3 is not in itself a horrible game, but the way it's done is really bad. The story makes no sense, and it doesn't help that you can have 55 variations. The characters are bad, the levels are bad too. Some of them are very problematic. It's a game I don't particularly like, but I admit I can often go back to it because it's pretty challenging and I want to finish it at least once. Still, being the precursor for what would become the main idea behind my blog, that is, reviews cut in parts, I'm really glad I did that one and I like how it turned out. That's 5 of my favorites. Maybe I should have done a top 10, but this video is already going to be long enough. Gamer. Next! Okay. Gamer is a bad movie, but it's beyond bad. It's insulting. It's insulting gamers, and I've never been insulted by a game before, and I still haven't. I've been insulted by a movie. I should point out though that since I do not own an Xbox or a PlayStation system or games for the PC, I haven't yet seen a game that would deeply insult me. Nintendo churns out some pretty solid material still, even if some are bad. But a game that deeply insulted me? Nope, never seen that yet. Luckily. But Gamer was that. It was an insult to me. It felt like an insult. It was awful. A bad movie. I had to watch it twice. Once to write the review. It was freaking long, by the way. And second, to take the pictures. Do you have any idea how long that was? How painful that was? I don't have much celebrations to do. I'm doing it right now, actually. This video is the celebration. Problem is, I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight. Maybe I'm gonna be getting some popcorn, pouring some powder ketchup on it, watch a movie. It's not really a celebration. I'm too poor to celebrate. So, it's not really a celebration, but consider everything I've done for the first year. That is, the Super Smash Bros. Brawl review, opening a Google Plus community, opening a forum, all this, consider that the celebration. Well, I've got a lot of themed months coming up. A Mario month, a Sonic month, a Drawn to Life month, an Ace Attorney month, the Raving Rabbits month. I'm looking forward to some reviews in particular. I'm not spoiling, but if I'm looking forward to them, it's usually because it's good games, or games that I can talk a lot about. Maybe I'm gonna add some playthroughs in the future. I've downloaded emulators on a program that records directly from the computer screen. Actually, all I need is a microphone now, because the stupid webcam is not gonna be good enough. Yeah. Oh, also for VG Flicks, my video game movie segment, I'm gonna be taking requests. There's a lot of video game movies out there, a lot of movies based on video games, or movies that are just about video games in themselves. I know about 7 of them, so I don't have material to last a whole year. Or maybe I do, but I don't know yet. What I know, however, is that with our collective minds, we're stronger than one. And knowing is half the battle. But all I'm saying is, suggest a movie. Yeah, you know, a video game movie, even if it's obscure, even if it's bad, even if it's an obviously bad movie, even if it's uvable. Well, suggest a way. I'm gonna try to find it, I'm gonna try to watch it, I'm gonna look into it, and I'm gonna try to review it. And that's it. For starters, to be closer to the fans, because I have fans. There are not that many fans, but I have a few. I can't tell how many though. I don't think it's beyond 100, but I have a few fans. I'm discussing with a few of them. Either way, it's alright. I want to hear suggestions for my blog, but I want to hear criticism too. Because if I criticize video games and I can't receive criticism myself, what kind of person am I? A hypocrite, that's what I would be. So I want to receive suggestions, I want to receive criticism, I'm open to all that, but don't be a hater, please. Don't be a troll or a hater, because I'm not gonna accept that. I also want to have my mistakes pointed out. I made a mistake, whether it be a spelling mistake in a review, or a mistake in the information I gave. Well, tell me. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna correct the review even. But know one thing. Subjectivity is not a mistake. If you didn't like what I said about a game, I'm not gonna change it. Because it's subjective. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake! And beyond all that, I wanted a forum because I thought the Google Plus community just wouldn't be enough. I wanted the community beyond that. And so far the forum is almost empty, but that's because I opened it like Wednesday. So join it, talk to me, create your threads, have fun, it's there for that. What was I smoking when I thought of that question? For the record, no, I'm not a brony. I'm not a fan of My Little Pony, but that's because I never got to watch the show. I respect the brony community. Well, those that don't try to push the show down other people's throats, at least. I can be totally fine around bronies. I'm not gonna understand what they're talking about if they're talking about My Little Pony. Friendship is magic, but I'm gonna be fine around them. Unless they start getting annoying with their fandom. But you know, I have no merit. I also missed Avatar The Last Airbender. I never got to watch the show. My loss. However, I am a fan of Adventure Time, and if you have any questions for me about either my taste in cartoons, or my taste in video games, my taste in music, my taste in anything really, well, you know what to ask for my next Q&A video. And that's it. I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me ramble and talk about my blog. If this gets a good response, I might do another in a month. Maybe I'll do one per month. I'm not sure yet. See you soon. More reviews are coming out. August will have a lot of reviews, and I hope to hear from you on the forum, on the Google community, anywhere. So, bye and have fun!